What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Just, back in another video. This is your one-stop shop for anime and manga. Let's get into it. I want to start by saying thank you everyone for subscribing. If you're new here, you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the bell to post another video. Also follow me on Twitter, links will be in the description. What's up, y'all? So today we're going to be doing a guide video. Basically, this is for all of my viewers that either just only watching anime and they want to start getting into manga. And I want to give a shout out to Zach. He's the one that actually commented because he just recently finished, I think he said Jujutsu Kaisen and Blue Lock, and he wanted to actually get into manga because he did love the anime. He never really read manga, so he wanted me to put out this video. I hope you guys enjoy because it's true. I'm surprised I didn't make this video before because I was really in the same basically realm a few years ago. I strictly only watched anime. I never read a single chapter of manga. I never wanted to read manga, so I only just watched anime. So this is how you can transition from watching anime into reading manga. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. So like I said, I started out basically just like y'all, where I grew up. I only watched anime. I was put onto anime when I was really, really young. I was watching Naruto when it's airing on Toonami, and I completely loved it. And that's just what I enjoy. I enjoy just watching anime. I was not a huge reader at all. I hated reading books. They had to force me to read books back in school. I was not one of those guys. Plus, when I was growing up, people that read manga, for whatever reason, they were really snobby to it. You know, they would like go out of their way to really just put you down if you didn't know what was going to go on, you know, the next season, or if they'll try and spoil everything, or they just always thought they were like better than you because they knew the story, they knew how it was going to end, or they knew like the next arc or whatever. And that always pushed me away because I really didn't want to read manga for that reason, because why are you acting like that? But thankfully, it's been well over that was probably 10-15 years ago at this point. Well over 10-15 years. Now we in the community, we basically all together, we won. If you read manga, you read manga. You watch anime, you watch anime. If you do both, you do both. And we just all love this hobby. We all just love actually just enjoying and consuming this media. This is how you're going to transition from just watching anime into reading manga. So the real only way I can really tell ya is just to go ahead and start it. So for me personally, the way I did it was I was still back in high school. This was when Seven Deadly Sins was currently airing. I believe, it was the second season that finished airing, and we were just introduced to the 10 Commandments. And when they were introduced, the 10 Commandments just blew my mind. I needed to know what was going to happen next with Meliodas and with the crew. So I decided to just pick up and just start reading the manga. So I did read it online, unfortunately. You know, sometimes you got to read how you're going to read. There wasn't really that many ways you can actually read manga when I was growing up in high school. So I just had to go ahead and just read the scans online. So I read all of Seven Deadly Sins, and I read everything. I loved it, even though obviously we all know how the animation ended up for the last two seasons. I read it all, and I completely loved it. And Seven Deadly Sins is actually one of my favorite series. I really do like it a lot. It's by no means perfect whatsoever, but I enjoy it for what it is. And that's really how you're going to get into reading manga. So basically what you're going to want to do is either find a series that you've been watching, you know, whether that, like you said, it's either Blue Lock, Vinland Saga, Jujutsu Kaisen, a series that you really, really do enjoy, anime that you just need to know what's going to happen next. And that's probably like the real key of it. You got to make sure that it's a series that you need to know what's going to happen next, or just a series that you truly, truly, truly love, and you just cannot wait until, like, you know, because these seasons are coming out God knows when. How long is it going to take? I think My Hero I think they announced the last season if I'm not mistaken, but it's going to take a while for a lot of these seasons. Thank God we got Blue Lock season 2. I think that's still currently airing right now. So, you know, we got some seasons. They are pumping out a little bit faster, but that's what you're really going to want to do. Whatever series that you're currently watching, once it's done and you have that hunger, that passion that you really just need to know what's going to happen next, go ahead and just pick up the manga. Start reading from basically where you left off in the anime. That's what I used to do, because for me personally, it was always really, really boring. Try to read basically from chapter 1 to what I got to, then obviously pass. It just wasn't it for me. I couldn't always do it. So I always would, most of the time, I would use the wiki or different online sites like that to try and find out, okay, season 5, episode 3, that's the ending, and this is where the chapter starts. So I will read from that point moving forward. And I recommend doing that for any series that you want to start. I did that for Seven Deadly Sins. Now, Seven Deadly Sins did not get me into reading manga specifically. This, I think what it was is I was watching My Hero, Demon Slayer, and I think, if I'm, because this is a while ago, uh, it was one more, I think Attack on Titan. I was watching those, and I just really enjoyed those so much I wanted to find out what was going on. And those series are really what started getting me into reading manga basically daily at that point. Now that just started me to read manga, and obviously at the time I can only really read the scans. But nowadays we have a lot of different tools that we can actually use to read manga. I highly recommend going the true, authentic ways. We have the Shonen Jump app, we have the Viz Manga app. Even though I don't like it, there is the K Manga app. I know some people do like it. It's not for me just because it's not a subscription service. If it was a subscription, I would love the Kodansha K Manga app. Or we have, I think there's Manga Plus. We also have your library websites. And there's also an app that I use. It's called Libby. And it lets you basically use your library card for whatever public library you got. And you go ahead and you basically just check out the manga like you're checking out a book. The only downside for that is you literally check out the book. Like if there's someone that has it that's reading it, you're not allowed to check it out until they're done. So it can make you wait a little bit. That's the only downside with Libby. But with Libby, I've read a whole bunch of series. I think I read Condition Called Love. I read all of Blue Lock. I think we're on volume 25 of Blue Lock. So I'm up to 25 right now. I read up to 12 of Witch Atelier. I've read a whole bunch of different series on that Libby app. And honestly, that Libby app is one of my favorites right now because you just have access, especially if your library has different types of manga, you have access to so much manga, all for free. So the Libby app is for free. I believe the Shonen Jump is now $3.99 or $4.99. I forget the price. I think Viz Manga is $2.99. Then I think Manga Plus is for free. And then you have the K Manga app by Kodansha. And that one's a little bit more like a gacha game type of thing where you have to you gotta go. If you want to do it for free, you have to get points and unlock chapters and things like that. That's why I don't use that one that much, but definitely check out the K Manga app because all the Kodansha series are just bangers. A lot of them are really, really good. And not just manga. If you love Korean manhwa, there's also the Webtoon app where you can read a whole bunch of stuff basically for free. There's things like Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. I really have to read that. If y'all see me pick it up on my channel, it's really, really good. There's The World After the Fall. Shout out to my boy Michael. He put me onto that series. I'm really, really loving it. There's, I think, The Boxers even on the Webtoon app. There's a whole bunch of different manhwas that you could just get into if you want to go the manhwa route, the Korean full-color manhwas. Those are really, really good series, too. Definitely recommend those. The only downside, it don't got solo leveling. Damn it. I wish it did. It doesn't have solo leveling or the sequel, Solo Leveling Ryan Rock. That's the only thing I'm a little sad about. But the Webtoon app got damn near everything else. So I know a lot of people, they probably are just baffled. How can they even get into manga? It's probably just a daunting task for you. I promise you it's really not that hard. As long as you either start on chapter 1, which is your choice, or if you do what I did, start where you left off in the series, you're gonna love, basically, because you're gonna love the series. But getting into manga is probably one of the best things that you can do because I don't know about y'all, but for me personally, as I've gotten older, I've preferred reading manga more because I'm easily more accessible to actually reading the series because it's faster and I have more access to it. I read every single day on the train ride home, and that's because I can do that. It will be a little bit harder if I was actually just sitting down watching One Piece the entire time on Crunchyroll on my phone. It will be a lot harder, but obviously I can read One Piece. I can read what's going on, and honestly, I do highly recommend anyone just try picking up manga because it's so much fun. The stories, obviously, you know and love because you've been watching it for so long. And really, all you have to do is just dive in. There's nothing to stop you, especially nowadays with all the different ways that we can access manga. Just go ahead and either basically decide to read from chapter 1, which, again, your choice. God bless you if you do that. I can never do it because I get bored because I know everything's going to happen. So I start skimming, speed reading. I don't do that. Or find out where you're at in terms of the anime. Normally, every wiki for any series usually tells you that. It'll say, okay, episode 24 covers chapters, 125 to 130. And that's, okay, so now I know I'm going to start with chapter 136 and just keep going from there. Once you make the plunge into go ahead and read manga, I doubt you're going to go back because you've already done the hard part. You've found the series that you probably were interested in. You've watched however many seasons, however many episodes. You're invested. Now you really want to know what's going on. So now you're just going to go ahead and read right from where you left off. And I promise you, you're going to love it because you already love the series. You done watched it for 12 episodes, 24 episodes, 3, 4, 5 seasons, however long the series is. And so you're just going to continue loving the series. And it's going to make you love it even more. I promise you that. Because the manga is always a little bit better, honestly. The more battle-heavy series like Demon Slayer, like Jujutsu Kaisen, like My Hero, obviously 8 times out of 10, I'm not going to say 9, 8 times out of 10, the anime do it a little better because, you got the crazy OVAs, you got the crazy soundtrack, you get the amazing choreographed fight scenes. It's just amazing, obviously, for the fights. But when it's like the more chill series, like if you're watching Blue Box, I promise you the manga is way better than the anime, even though the anime is hitting crazy. I'm currently watching the anime of Blue Box, and I cannot believe. I'm trying to figure out why they went this hard with the animation. But that's a story for another day. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope I gave you a little bit of an insight on how you can just dive into manga. Like I said, there's really no how-to guide to it, really. You just got to go ahead and dive straight in, whatever medium you want. You want to read the scans, go right ahead. Do what you got to do. If you want to use the official apps, they're there for you for that reason. Go ahead and use them all. I highly recommend it. You're going to just love the series because you already do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, like my content, like I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the bell so no posting a video. Follow me on Twitter. Links should be in the description. This is your boy Just. I'm off this.